Live from Orlando, Florida, you're listening to the Orlando Magic HQ podcast, the voice of Magic fans. Join us every week for a unique fan perspective on all of the latest Magic news and updates. The show starts now.
What's up, Magic fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Orlando Magic HQ podcast, brought to you by the Believe Podcast Network and Bet Online. We're your hosts, Al, myself, Anthony. Today is Friday, April 18th, and Magic are officially in the playoffs. Magic doing, I don't want to say doing the unthinkable, because we expected for the Magic to go into the play-in and come out dominant, man. And Magic didn't just do that. They stood on business, man, and they did what they were supposed to do. They proved to everybody in the East. They proved to themselves. They proved to all the doubters. They proved to the Boston Celtics, man, that they're a playoff caliber team, and they deserve to be in that first round and matching up against the Boston Celtics, man. And I'll be honest with you, it was a fun. That play-in game against the Atlanta Hawks was a fun basketball game to watch. Al, you were there live in person. I can only imagine how hyped that crowd was. Watching it from home, I can feel how hyped that crowd was. It was a little annoying with that one Atlanta Hawk guy that was calling through every free throw shot. But outside of that, man, how was the environment? How was everyone feeling during and post game? Magic taking down the Hawks.
Man, it was exciting. It had that playoff vibe to it. I will say, though, the Kia Center has to figure out a way to let people in a little bit better. I think you and I experienced this in the Lakers game where the line was literally backed up super far at tip-off. The same thing happened with this game with the Hawks. I got there about 15 minutes early. Usually that's enough time for me to go through my entrance and get in quickly. Nah, man, I got there, I think, halfway through the first quarter. It was horrible to get into the arena. So we got to figure that out, because that first quarter, the crowd wasn't quite there energy-wise, because half of the crowd was still outside. But second quarter, third quarter, the rest of the game, that fourth quarter was amazing. But I got to say, man, kudos to three guys that I'll be the first to admit. I'll raise my hand and say I've blamed them a lot this season. I've been tough on them, and that is going to be Cole Anthony, Wendell Carter Jr., Anthony Black, who's been doing better lately, but at some time in the season, we were harsh on him. What a game from those guys, man. Totally unexpected. I expected Paolo and Franz to be the guys to really carry us in that playing game, and the opposite happened. Paolo and Franz were kind of struggling a little bit, but yet Cole Anthony, Wendell Carter, who played like a beast in that game, and AB, man, what a show they put on in that game. That was great to see. I truly think it's the first time that we see Paolo and Franz play together, and the bench really give us a lift all season long. It hasn't really happened very often. But that was fun to see that fourth quarter, seeing Trey Young get ejected. That was amazing. It was more than what we expected. So I'm gonna wrap it up with this, man. We've gotten so far what we wanted: the 7th seed, beating the Hawks, and now getting the Celtics. That's what we've been talking about for the last 3 weeks in this podcast. So now the Magic need to show up and give us some exciting basketball, hopefully, here against the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, last episode we took some time to kind of talk about who our X factors were. We've said a couple names. I personally said Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac pretty much was a no-show for us. Not that he was a no-show, because obviously he played 18 minutes and, grabbed some really good rebounds for us and, was able to contribute a little bit. But, man, not anything close to what we were able to get from Cole Anthony. And we even got some comments from the last episode saying, man, why isn't Cole Anthony our X factor? And, man, 100%. Dude, if we are able to get consistently half of what Cole Anthony gave us from a contribution standpoint against the Hawks, man, we're a completely different basketball team. That's the type of energy, that's the type of power that Cole Anthony has that can really alter the game. And you talk about a game where it was a must-win game for the Magic. And Paulo Banchero really had a quiet night. Franz Wagner also, quiet night. Franz ending the night with 13 rebounds, 13 points. Paulo Banchero was more of a facilitator this game and, struggled a little bit offensively. A quiet 17 points, but really getting everyone involved and grabbing boards. But Cole Anthony stepped up to the plate. Anthony Black stepped up to the plate. Wendell Carter Jr., who is somebody that we've been hard on all season long, stepped up to the plate, playing like a monster, just grabbing boards and not just like these little simple, quick. It just so happens to land on my hand, so I get a free stat. This dude was going up there and he was grabbing these boards, and there was moments where he was just physical in the paint. He was dunking on people. You can see his reactions, and there's been moments where his ankle, you can see that he was struggling there. His knee was giving out. We still kept him in the game, and Wendell Carter, man, he was just a monster, and for us to be taken serious in this postseason, we need that type of level. It can't just be Franz and Paulo. If we rely just on Franz and Paulo in this game, it would be our backs against the wall, trying to earn our spot in that 8th seed for one more game in the play-in. But we were one and done, 7th seed, taking on Boston. And the Anthonys, man, I love the fact that was kind of the quick token nickname that was given for a 1-2 punch in Cole Anthony and Anthony Black, the Anthonys. It was just fun watching them just tag team. I'm talking about some Bubba Ray Dudley and the Dudley boys, like just demolishing Trey Young and forcing him to quit on his team. It was awesome, man. I was hyped. I was waking my kids up. My wife was taking one for the team and putting the kids down for me while I was able to watch the game peacefully. So shout out to her. But it was a fun game to watch, and the Magic they dominated and they showed up.
Yeah, man, I've missed losing my voice at games. It hasn't happened in a while. I think I saved my voice for the playoffs. I learn better now. But yeah, I think when we left the arena, both my wife and I were like, wait, like I'm having like trouble here speaking. Like we lost our voice, both of us. It's great to see my wife actually again become such a passionate Magic fan nowadays. Like she usually likes Trey Young, and she's like, what's happened to him? He's flopping left and right. He's arguing with the ref all game. Like, who's this guy? Trey Young had a rough night, man, and a lot of that goes. I gotta give credit. AB again. AB was all over him, and that play where he got the steal, Trey Young was going for the easy layup. AB blocked him, not just blocked him. From my view, he pushed him.
Yeah, he gave him a little elbow.
Looked back at him and said, like, whatever he said. And after that's when Trey really lost it. Like, and then after that, they kind of exchanged some words coming up the court. That was really fun to see. Again, man, I think they played a little bit with the game in the third quarter. I was like, oh, here we go. We're gonna blow this game. But that fourth quarter again, that I've watched it 3 times already. Like that's how much fun that fourth quarter was. But turning the page real quick. So all the positives, right? Again, we talked about it already. AB, Wendell, Cole Anthony, definitely the stars of the night, carried us. Is there anyone, when you look at the box score, that you're like, we need more from you, man, if we're going to have a chance in the playoffs? Who's that one guy, just one guy that you're like, I expected more from you in that game?
It's KCP, man. It's you want KCP. There was so many moments where he's wide open. The shot looks good. He's creating his own shot. You expect for him to be able to hit those, and it's just not falling through for him. Like we're in the postseason now after a full season with the Magic, and we struggled. Magic finishing 28.2 behind the 3-point line, 11 of 39 attempts. We were looking a lot better in the first half. And then the second half, we just couldn't hit our shots consistently. And it was fun hearing Stan Van Gundy kind of go through and talking about how, obviously we're a great defensive team, but teams are going to be in trouble if we're having a good shooting night. Unfortunately, we can't rely on that. We can't rely on us being able to have a good shooting night because we're the worst 3-point shooting basketball team in the NBA, and teams know this. It's not a secret. It's out there. And Magic need to find a way to be able to put the ball in the hoop. Simple as that. Especially on games where, Paulo and Franz just don't have it going. So yeah, you can look at KCP and definitely point at him, wishing that there was more there. But then you have somebody like Gary Harris who was added on to this team. Bring Gary Harris was brought back this season because I remember our interaction that we had when we got the news that the Magic were signing him, and this was after we got the news that KCP had signed with the Magic. We were surprised that we had brought him back, but I try my best to convince you in saying this is our way of being able to have a player like Gary Harris in the game at all times, with KCP being such a huge upgrade. And you were hoping that Gary Harris getting the minutes that he did with us, only 13 minutes, but you were hoping that he was able to contribute offensively from the 3-point line, and that just wasn't the case either. So we need the championship caliber experience from KCP going into this Boston matchup because the Celtics they're not a team that you want to play around with. There's very small margin of error against this team, and the Magic need to come out efficient and come out ready to play, man, because you can bet your bottom dollar that they're ready for us.
Yeah, man. So you stole two guys that I had in mind, right? So my answer was going to be the vets. I mean, you got KCP in Orlando for this same reason, this big games that now we're playing in, and he was a no-show. And the biggest thing of that, like you mentioned, was that he missed some wide open looks. It's not like he was contested, well defended. Like, he was wide open. He was just breaking shots left and right. Gary Harris, my issue with him is not so much the 3 points. It's more that, hey, if you're on the court with guys like AB, Cole Anthony, J.I., Caleb Houston, we need volume from you, man. Like, I need Gary Harris, if he's going to be on the court playing 13, 15 minutes a night, to jack up 4 or 5 3-pointers. Not for nothing, but he's one of our best 3-point shooters when he has it going, right? So we need that volume. You got to be a threat out there. If all you're doing is just running up and down the court and playing good defense, that's great and all, but you got to be a threat, especially against the Celtics. You got to be someone that they have to defend, so they cannot double Paolo every single time and Franz every single time. And one more name was Caleb Houston. We didn't really need him in this game. We did so well. He didn't really need him, but also 1 shot attempted in 12 minutes. Again, you're a sniper. You're out there to just shoot threes when you're open. Don't overthink it. Don't try to think too much. Just shoot the ball. So those guys, to me, the vets, Caleb Houston, those are our shooters. They got to shoot the ball against the Celtics. So that was a bit of a letdown, seeing them not quite perform well. But then again, AB, Cole, Wendell made it all better for us. I will say, man, whatever Mosley's doing with Cole Anthony and Wendell lately, because as of late, they've been looking much better. I'm not sure if you've noticed this too with Cole Anthony. He's playing free. That's the way I can best describe it. He's, doing this crazy dribble moves, this really fun passes. He's having fun out there for the first time, honestly, since his sophomore season. I think that I've really seen him really just go out there and just play basketball. And that's fun to see, man, because he's really just making this fun passes, this amazing dribble moves. Wait, who's this guy? He's not overthinking out there. He's just playing basketball, having fun, and that's fun to see. So similar to Wendell, man, he's going for this rebounds. He's going strong for putbacks. And I'm like, that's what we've been saying that we wanted to see all year long. Why did it take 82 games to see this happen? So whatever it is, coffee, whatever drinks you're giving these guys, keep going because it's working.
Yeah, and listen, Trey Young struggled primarily in that first half, found a way to get it going offensively in that second half. Trey Young, definitely a name that we've heard consistently linked to the Orlando Magic, not necessarily from any rumor standpoint, but definitely a name that's out there for the Atlanta Hawks that just they haven't been able to find success with Trey Young in the postseason, and a team that just had the number 1 pick could easily start their rebuild. And the Magic obviously having some needs from a point guard perspective and having a lot of assets that could help a team that's looking to rebuild. Trey Young, fighting against him this game, him getting ejected in his battle with Anthony Black, did that change your perspective on you wanting to bring a player like Trey Young to Orlando after facing off against him in the play-in?
Nah, man, I know we talked about this in our group chat, and it became a topic like, hey, this is a guy that you want to bring to Orlando. It's different, man. In Atlanta, he's the man. He's being asked to do everything for him to have a chance, right? If he comes to Orlando, we're assuming that we're building around Paulo in France, right? He's going to be a third piece in Orlando. He's coming to Orlando to win games and come to a winning culture. It's different. His job will be to play make. His job will be to hit the open threes, come off screens and shoot the open threes. Like, it's a different ball game altogether. Am I a fan of the antics, the flopping, the arguing with the refs all night long? No, but neither, you watch Luka play and it's like, come on, man, stop it. But he's a freaking NBA star. James Harden, same thing. Shea, same thing. Unfortunately, it's the new wave of guards in the NBA. That's what they do. So the antics, not a big fan of, but man, if a trade is presented to us and you have a chance to get this guy, he's an all-star. When's the last time the Orlando Magic had an all-star point guard in their roster? Can you tell me that?
It would have to be Jameer Nelson.
Jameer, right? That's been 15, 16 years, man. It's time, right? We whether it's him, whether it's somebody else, doesn't matter. But if the Hawks come calling, all I expect is make a strong offer. It's okay if they reject it, but at least throw yourself out there as a potential suitor that might be interested in him. Again, my answer is the antics don't bother me. It is what it is. As long as we win games with him in a Magic uniform, I'm all for it.
Yeah, a lot of people online kind of pointing at the fact that the Hawks didn't have, Jalen Johnson. They didn't have Clint Capella. So definitely a different Atlanta Hawks basketball team. But you get no sympathy from me. No Jalen Suggs, no Mo Wagner. Our team is drastically different. So it is what it is, man. The better team definitely won. In terms of Trey Young, I'll be honest with you. I was really disappointed that he got himself. He made decisions to get himself ejected. It wasn't something that you're looking at the ref like that was a controversial decision. He deserved it. He tried to get. He was done with this game. Shout out to Anthony Black for just being a pest too, man. Anthony Black is not. There's been a couple of times when you see AB playing and he's not a little pushover, man. He'll get into a player's face. He'll talk some trash. He'll make himself known. And I love that type of energy, man. Yeah, we can't be punked around. We gotta do some of the punking. And if you're looking to give confidence to a player like Anthony Black and a player like Cole Anthony, now is the time that you do that going into the Celtics series, which is going to be huge. So in terms of Trey Young, definitely not a good showing. You can tell that he was frustrated when you have a player like Anthony Black, 6'7", 6'8", dogging little Trey Young, man. I don't blame Trey Young for being frustrated. He made some comments post game that I wasn't too crazy about, highlighting the fact that, he's not calling the Magic dirty, but he's already lost a couple players playing against the Magic, and that we're just a really physical team. And unfortunately, some of the aspects that come with that is the fact that, there's going to be a lot of bumps and bruises that come close to it. But it is what it is, man. Now the Hawks got to worry about the Miami Heat and then kind of just figure out their own stuff through there. But now eyes are forward, eyes are ahead. We have what feels like a David and Goliath type of matchup with the Orlando Magic facing the Boston Celtics. Magic have, and I can't tell you how far back or how many games, but the Magic have had the Boston Celtics number for a little while now. So again, there has to be a little uneasiness from Boston. And again, they're going to have to take the Orlando Magic serious. They're going to have to be prepared because the Magic, we just played well against the Boston Celtics. From a betting standpoint, the popular bet right now is to bet for the Orlando Magic beating the Boston Celtics. I think I saw a stat today. There's 81% of bets going towards the Magic beating the Celtics because of the unexpected odds. So if you're looking to win some money, potential money, bet on the Orlando Magic beating the Celtics, man. I think that's a safe bet.
I mean, I'm looking at it right now. The Magic for game one, plus 650. So $1 wins you $6 at this moment. If you were to bet on the Magic winning that game, the Celtics are favored by 14 points in that game. So Vegas is saying the Magic have no chance. Again, if you, to your point, you want to win some money, the Magic can shock the world. You can make some good money in this game.
Yeah, and listen, this is a matchup that there's no pressure for the Orlando Magic. Like, given our season, dealing with injuries, being without our starting point guard and our most offensive basketball threat off the bench, like you can look at the Magic season, and there's a side of the story where you can still call it a success given the circumstances, right? But you're the reigning, defending NBA champions in the Boston Celtics, and there's way more pressure on the Boston Celtics than there is for the Orlando Magic, right? If we get knocked down in the first round, Orlando Magic go into the offseason, know exactly what it is that we need to do in order to come back next season. But if the Boston Celtics, if somehow the impossible happens, man, it would be scary to be any player not named Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown for that organization, because there would be a lot of shakeups that would need to happen because they're spending so much money on that basketball team, because there's way more expectation. So do you find that, Al, as an advantage for the Orlando Magic, the fact that there's not the same level of pressure as there is for Boston?
I mean, if you're the Orlando Magic, to your point, there's no pressure. You're playing basically with nothing to lose. You made it to the playoffs. You don't have Jalen Suggs. You don't have Mo Wagner. You've missed Paulo and Franz most of the year. Some might say we shouldn't even be here, right? Like, how do we get here? And some of us have been asking ourselves that question. J.I. talked about it this week. Like, hey, if you would have told me a few weeks back that we're going to end at 500, I would have not known how we got there. Like, it makes no sense. So they're playing really well as of late. They match up really well against the Celtics. So in my opinion, we're coming into Boston. We're coming into the series saying, hey, we're going to give it our best shot. We're going to play our best basketball. We got nothing to lose. The Celtics, on the other hand, to your point, they're repeating. They have the highest payroll in the NBA, if not one of the highest. They have all the pressure in the world. They have to repeat. They have to do well. We're hearing rumors of Jaylen Brown, perhaps his knee having some issues, getting some injections for it to be good for the playoffs. So they have some pressure, right? They have to win. We know we don't have to win. We want to win. We don't have to. So I think that mentality, the fact that we match up so well against them, makes it a very intriguing series. We're going into this again with nothing to lose. Mosley knows it. The players know it. And they wanted Boston. That's the funny part. We heard Cole Anthony say it multiple times. They wanted Boston. So we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be fun. I still think the Boston Celtics are a really, really, really tough matchup. So we're going to be the Cavs. I wanted something different. I wanted a different matchup. We got the Celtics. But from a fresher standpoint, I think it's in our favor.
Yeah, listen, Boston is not going to be easy, but it's also all about like being prepared for, or let me not say prepared, because obviously we know that, but wanting it, right? You want Boston because again, we've made them bleed, we've seen them bleed, so they're not unbeatable. Even as the defending champions, the Magic aren't scared, man. The Magic want the smoke. Like they're ready for it. They want it. And this is a clash of players in the Brotherhood, which I find is a unique and dynamic story within multiple stories in this matchup. So it's going to be fun. So my question to you, when you think about Boston, when you think about the Magic, you think about this matchup, what would be one bold prediction that you have for this first round series?
I think one bold prediction, which is going to be hard, but it's going to be that we take one in Boston. I can sense it, I can smell it. I think that they get that done. They pull one off in Boston. Again, talked about pressure just now. The pressure completely shifts into the Boston Celtics. Now you're coming to Orlando, which I'm just hoping, man. You know, Celtics fans live here now. A bunch of New England people, including myself. I used to be in New England. I'm just not a Celtics fan. I moved to Orlando. There's so many of them. So I just hope that they don't fill up half of the arena and it takes away our home court advantage. I really hope that's not the case, because if we can have a really good home court advantage and we still won in Boston, anything can happen. At that point, you're playing the odds of, hey, we won in Boston, we won in Orlando, stretch the series out. You don't know what could ever happen. So my one prediction would be I'm going to say game 2. I think game 1, the nerves will be there. But I think game 2, if we can steal that one, come to Orlando, play well game 3, maybe steal game 4, it's wide open at that point.
Yeah, I mean, why stop there, man? Sweep them, right? Yeah, man, that would definitely wake the series up. I remember when the Magic took game 1 against the Toronto Raptors, when it was, DJ Augustine and the guys leading us, and Stephen A. Smith was going absolutely ballistic, talking about how he switched everything up and he got the Magic being the Raptors. So yeah, man, that would be a good way to shake off the outlook on this playoff series. I think my bold prediction would be that the Magic take this series to game 7. You talk about again, defending champs, running back. This will be the first time in a long time for the Magic that they see back-to-back years in playoffs. So being able to run it back against now the Celtics, taking it to game 7 after having that experience last year, I think would be an awesome test for the Magic, and also like proving grounds, right? Because if you take this to game 7, you're taking this game 7 in the Garden, man. Game 7 in the Garden against the defending champions. So you can't make that type of storyline up. And if the Magic can do the unthinkable, man, you start to put in fear to whatever comes for you in the second round. So one game at a time. Obviously, if you can steal home court advantage early on, then we already know that there's advantage to having that home court advantage, especially with this team that plays so much better at the Kia Center.
I think that's a bold prediction. I like it, though. I like it. But I think that if we had Jalen Suggs and Mo Wagner, I can definitely see us taking it to 7, because we've played so well against them. It scares me a little bit, the fact that we don't have those two guys. Again, we need any offense that we can get in the playoffs. Now, if Wendell Carter can play like he did against the Hawks, and Cole Anthony can give us 50% of the Cole Anthony that we saw against the Hawks, and AB can do the same, there's our production that we've been needing. So it's going to be fun, man. I think that the biggest thing is going to also be limiting Boston's three-point shots. I think that Boston is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. They jack him up. It's 50 per game for them. The Magic defend three-point shots really well. So that's going to be fun to see how that plays out. And can Paolo and Franz attack the paint like we thought? When we were preparing for the playoffs, we kept saying we won the Celtics because we match up better against them. We can attack the paint better than we can against the Cavs. That's the team that we want. Can Paolo and Franz really do that against the Boston's defense? Because that's going to be tough. They have some great defenders in that team. But yeah, I think three-point shooting, attacking the paint is a key for me. But if we can take it to 6 or even 7, man, that to me is a win, honestly. I think nobody expects that.
Yeah, the Magic being able to take the Celtics to game 7 would be absolutely huge. But we got to take it one step at a time. So game 1 will be on Easter on Sunday. Early tip-off game at 3:30 on ABC. Al, talk to me about your game 1 predictions.
Game 1, I have us losing. I think, again, the nerves will be there. The Garden's going to be rocking. I've been in that arena in some big-time games, and that place gets loud, man. So I think for our players, it's going to be a bit of a shock initially. So I think we'll lose game one. Hopefully not a blowout, but I think it'll be a tough game. What about you?
Yeah, so, game one is going to be setting the tone, right? I think that you don't necessarily have to steal game one. That'd be ideal, right? In a perfect world, if you're able to go in there and take game one and take control of the series. But I think the most important thing is going to be for this Magic team to be competitive, man. Game one, first round in the Garden, the Magic need to make sure that we're staying toe-to-toe with the Boston Celtics and make sure that they fight for every little thing. Again, there's no pressure on us. All the pressure is on the Boston Celtics. We need to be able to see Paolo and Franz. Paolo and Franz cannot afford. We relied on Wendell, AB, and Cole Anthony on our playing game, but that can't be a norm, right? Paolo Banchero and Franz, they're gonna have to take over the reins again, and whatever we get from Cole Anthony and everyone else is going to be an absolute bonus. So I have, unfortunately, the Celtics taking game one, ruined obviously for the Magic to steal one early. But it's going to be tough, man. It's not going to be easy. Everybody wanted Boston. We got Boston. Now it's time to fight and claw and make sure that we hurt these guys early on.
Yeah, so we both got us losing game one. What about game two? Do you think we do any better in game two?
Yeah, so game two will be on Wednesday, 7 o'clock on TNT. I do see the Magic. If I were to put a second bold prediction, is I do see the Magic stealing home court advantage going into the Kia Center. So if there would be a game between game one and game two that the Magic could steal, I would put my money that it would be game two more than it would be game one. So if we were to steal one, and if I had to predict, I would say game two would be the one that the Magic end up taking away.
Hey man, so we're on the same page. I think game two, we'll be more composed. We'll do better. We'll hit more shots. And I think, again, it'll be a tough game. I think it'll come down to the fourth quarter. But I think we'll pull that one off. Whatever it takes. Win by 1 point. That's all that matters. But it will be fun, man. That Friday night game at the Kia Center with the series tied 1-1, that will be special. Again, to your point, reminds me of that game 3 against Toronto back in 2019 where no one expected us to have a chance. And yet, some way, somehow, we stole that game 1 in Toronto. So if we can steal 1 in Boston, that game 3 is going to be special here at home.
Yeah, man. So these next 2 games are going to be awesome basketball games to watch. Orlando Magic in the Garden, first round NBA playoffs, nationally televised games. Everybody's been talking about all season long how they want nationally televised games, and here you got it. So this is where we're at. Sunday, game 1, 3:30. Game 2 on Wednesday, and then game 3 and 4 on Friday, 7 p.m., Sunday, 7 p.m. the following week. We'll see how this ends up going for the Magic. Again, tough matchup ahead of us against the Boston Celtics, but the Magic are looking and want all the smoke, so it's going to be fun to watch. On that note, it is a wrap. I appreciate everyone for listening and watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
For all the latest Magic news and updates, visit OrlandoMagicHQ.com and follow us on Instagram at Orlando Magic HQ and on Twitter at OMagicHQ. Also, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and subscribe and leave a 5-star review on your favorite listening platform.